Hey guys, I'm here at Garden of the Gods, Colorado Springs, visiting my father. See Pikes Peak in the background and Garden of the Gods in the foreground. Beautiful, beautiful area. So what do we have here today? 7 warning signs you are not ready to retire yet. I'm getting all this from AARP. Leave me comments, guys, for those of you who have retired already. Was it a smooth transition? For those of you who have not retired yet, do you have any of these warning signs that I will get to in a second? Let me know. I'm very curious. So 7 of them. Number 1, you have bad debt. What is bad debt? Well, let me tell you what good debt is. We'll get rid of it that way. Good debt is student loans. You know, you're looking to advance your education, right? So if you have student loans, I think it was worth it. I don't know what it was, $30,000, $40,000 of student loans that thankfully I don't have any more, but that would be considered good debt. Sorry for the noise in the background. It seems like more people like this spot, not just me. Another example of good debt, mortgage. Hey, in most cases, hopefully it's an appreciating product, right? Your house. That is good debt. Bad debt is pretty much everything else. Credit cards, especially, are terrible bad debt. So if you've got a lot of bad debt and you're thinking about retiring, let's say $20,000, $30,000 in credit cards, don't do it yet. Take care of it. Now, I don't believe you have to be debt-free to retire, but get it under control before you retire. Number 2, your health needs are complicated. What does that mean? You could have some pre-existing conditions. You could have a chronic disease, right? If you have complicated healthcare needs, you better have that all worked out before you even think about retiring. Especially if you retire early. What are you going to do for healthcare, right? What are you going to do for healthcare? Now, we have had ACA or Obamacare for a while now. Next year, probably still be there, but those big subsidies you got, they're not going to be nearly as big as they were before, if at all. So if you've got any kind of complicated health history, you better get that worked out before you decide to retire. Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Dwayne, and if you can get by this noisy cars coming through here, ruining this view, this is a channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might be interested in that, like the video and subscribe. And if you really like it, down here are 2 other ways you could support the channel. You can, 1, buy my new thriller/dark comedy, The Monster Who Loves Me, for only $3.99, or you can buy me a coffee. Number 3, on the 7 warning signs that you're not ready to retire yet. You don't know how much you need to have saved in order to retire. Specifically, for those of you that have tried living on your retirement budget, and it's just not cutting it for you, right? And I suggest this to everyone in, let's say, the last 2-3 years before you retire. Give yourself a trial run on what you think your retirement budget will be and see if you can live on that. I tried it and I could. When I first retired, my monthly expenses were $2,800. With inflation now, it's gone up to $3,000, okay? But if you could, yes, $3,000 for you too, the doggy, $3,000 for him. If you have tried that and it's just not working what you think your retirement budget is, if you think you'll need more, you're not ready to retire yet. Until you get that nailed down, don't even think about retiring. It's just not saying you can't do it. You're just not ready yet. Might take you another 6 months. Might take you another 3 years. Who knows? But you're not ready yet. Number 4, your emergency fund or cash on hand is not enough. Now, going into retirement, sorry, switching hands, very, very scary moment of my videos. I would recommend when you're going into retirement, have like a year emergency fund. Okay, because this is still uncharted waters. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, there could be some big expense that comes up, a medical issue, have at least a year in emergency funds. And on top of that, I'm saying on top of that, have about 2 years of cash on hand. In case you go into a bad market like I did. Sequencer returns risk killed me 6 months into my retirement. But guys, if you have a proper amount of cash on hand, you can weather the storm pretty good without having to dip too much into your retirement funds, okay? Make sure you got at least 2 years of cash, at least a year in your emergency fund. Number 5, you just haven't figured out how to spend your time yet. A lot of people go into retirement and they're like, okay, what the heck am I going to do now? As I've said over and over on my channel. And guys, you know what? If I mention something over and over again, but I'm doing it because I think it is important. This is a very important thing. If you don't know how you're going to spend your time in retirement, now you don't necessarily have to have a schedule. Some people are fine without a schedule. Other people, and you better know yourself on this, other people are not. They need to have a schedule. My schedule is I get up in the morning, 2-3 hours out, take care of all my errands. After that, I'm good. So after like 11 a.m. or so, I don't need a schedule. I'm good for the rest of the day. You can be different. So if you don't know how you're going to spend your time, if you don't have hobbies, if you don't have things you're going to do, you might not be ready to retire yet. Number 6, you will soon need a new roof or a new car. Especially for those of us on moderate income, that's a big one. Now, if you've got $3-4 million in the bank, no big deal. Retire, man. You could have 2 properties and they both need new roofs. You're good to go, right? But for those of us on moderate income, if you've got like a $20,000 or $30,000 expenditure coming up on a new roof and you haven't budgeted in your retirement, you're not ready to retire yet. Same thing, maybe not quite, no, actually it's about the same, $20,000-$30,000 for someone on moderate income getting a new car or a used car, you know, that is of relatively recent year. If you know you're going to need that, if your current car has like 175,000 miles on it and it's like 10 years old, no, they're too young to drive. They're not ready yet. They're not ready. You better have that budgeted out. And if you don't, you might not be ready to retire yet at all. Guys, retirement, there are so many facets of planning for retirement that you have to take into account before you can even think about it. Seriously, right? This is definitely one of them. If you've got a new roof you need, if you need a new car, there could be some other big expenditures in there too. If you need a whole new AC system, and if you haven't budgeted for it, you might not be ready to retire. And number 7, you have not reached your full retirement age. Most of us, that'll be 67, some of us 66. There's a caveat for this. The reason I'm saying that, bringing it up, is if you are stretched financially to even retire at 62, then you're not ready to retire, okay? That's why if you are one of those people, you should wait until your full retirement age, because if you're not ready at 62 and you're like, I want to retire, okay, you can retire, but your retirement might not be anything close to what you think it'll be, right? For those of you who are planning on Social Security being a big part of your retirement, wait till full retirement age. Don't do it at 62. Especially do not retire early if that is your plan. Well, Social Security is going to take up most of my expenses. That'll cover most of my expenses. Yeah, it could, but don't you want to be sure about it? So if you are in that situation and you have not reached your full retirement age yet, you might not be ready to retire. In fact, you're probably not ready to retire. Okay? So guys, those are just 7 things that, I got from AARP, and I think they're very good. There are other ones as well. There's so many things that you have to prepare for before you retire. Number 1 is financially. Number 2, and a close second, is all those non-financial aspects of retirement. Just how are you going to get through this thing called retirement? Emotionally, mentally. You got to be as prepared as you can be. I would go as far as saying you can't be over-prepared for retirement in your planning. If you're over-prepared, if you've over-planned, great. you're in a great space, you're in a great place to be, right? Now, there are some people who are fully ready to retire and they just don't want to do it, the one more year syndrome. That can crop its ugly head up every once in a while. If you're in that case, yeah, you might be okay to retire, or you're just not ready to pull the plug yet. Okay, but all those other people who are not completely ready financially and otherwise, and one of those 7 things I just talked to applies to them, you might not be ready to retire. So guys, there you go. From beautiful Colorado Springs above the Garden of the Gods and this noisy bird behind me. It's cars or it's birds. What the heck, man? Do you know my ravens? Did they put you up to this? I think they did. And as always, from not the lovely high desert, but Colorado Springs, Colorado, we got this.